Hey guys, the Bābers and I are just coming back from Charleston, and you know, it's so important for us to spend time together and build relationship with each other and be able to have that time for us to connect as husband and wife. And it just kind of got me thinking as we were driving in the car how Paul talks about marriage, but then he makes a complete connection from marriage to our relationship with Jesus. You know, and he talks about husbands loving wives and wives respecting husbands. And at the end of all of that, he says, this is a picture of how the church and Jesus are supposed to operate. So I was just thinking about that, and I just asked the Bābers to talk about that too, and what it means to her, because our marriage is really important to us, and so is our relationship with Jesus. And so I just wanted to kind of share about that and see what the Bābers had to say about it.
Yeah, the relationship between Jesus and the church is a reflection, the relationship between a husband and a wife is a reflection of the relationship between Jesus and the church. And everything that we live out on earth, there's a spiritual aspect to. And Jesus is our bridegroom, and so we have a love affair with him, and we want to keep that our first love. So connecting time, building relationship, just like we do with physical relationships with our spouses, is the same thing that we do with the spiritual aspect with our bridegroom in heaven.
Yeah, and you know, it's like, as much as we need to connect with Jesus, which is first, that's number one, we have to have that connection. A lot of us, we put the function of going to church and consider that the connection, but that really isn't the function of going to a building and singing some songs and listening to a message, what I call going to a TEDTalk with music. That's not that connection. That's not that relationship. That starts with your heart being given over to his heart and connecting. But then that next part is the family of God. It's not just a relationship with just you and Jesus. It really is a family thing. And again, family isn't a TED Talk with music. You can't just go to a building, look at the back of the people in front of you's head, listen to somebody give a speech, sing a song, walk away and go, that was family. Because that's not family. Family is connecting. It's communion. And it's not a thimble and a melt in your mouth wafer. It's spending time, investing. It's laying your life down one for another. And it's family. It's like what happens with real family. And yeah, some of us have broken families and dysfunctional families. I mean, everybody's got some kind of dysfunction. But getting back to like, what is the family of God, and how can we help each other have that one thing relationship with Jesus? And so I just, what do you think, Bābers? What is the family of God to you? How does that work out for you? What do you think?
Like what you were talking about, the dysfunction, that's just called doing life together, because nobody's perfect and nobody has it all together. Everybody is on their road or journey, and we're all changing and growing every day, and things change. But family is you stick together no matter what through those things, and you just do life together.
It's so important, and that's our heartbeat, right? It's just doing family. The Bābers and I are all about family. We've invested that time in our kids. Our kids will tell you how growing up, we always they'd come into our bedrooms and we would just have times to talk, and they would just sit on our bed or the floor or whatever, and we would just sit there and talk and listen to each other. And the Bābers and I wouldn't sit there and try to teach them all the time. The teaching came through the talking and the listening and the crying and the laughing And yeah, there were lots of teachable moments, but the actual teaching happened in the doing and the connecting of relationship. We are believers. We be in Christ first, and then the doing comes after that. We have to be in Christ, and that's part of being in family. So there's some thoughts for the day. Hope you guys get something out of that. Thanks.